Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Friday edition of Moohead Radio. I'm your host, a fucked up bovine. Weather's really getting cold here, and we're adding an additional person here. But there's feedback, so you're going to have to correct the feedback.
Or have your headphones on. Headphones. Nice view of the ceiling, now. Oh, crash.
Guys don't need to be looking at me.
Okay. No, we're still
Turn your camera off then.
feeding back. Yeah, I can't. I'm gonna have to come back again, would you, Michelle? Because we're getting a feedback, and we want you on the program, of course. So,
Of course.
at this point,
You sound very sincere when you said that. Of course.
I mean, so I'll just kind of remove her right now, and hopefully she'll come bouncing back in. How is everybody? The cold weather here.
How cold is it, Dick Goddard?
Well, it's really not that it's wet, and it's going to get a lot colder. On Sunday, it's going down to 31 degrees.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so good, not so good. So, boy, my back is so arthritic, and I've been in Florida all these years. I didn't realize this is bad. This is really, really uncomfortable. But what am I going to say? We got a football game this weekend. We got to talk about it. I hate to be a complaining person, but
Complain.
it makes me feel like
You're
this.
old, man.
Oh, my God. Overnight, I started talking like this, and the Arabs have started killing Jews again. Oi. All right. I'm starting a new little thing here that I'm doing on the program to start out. There's a site called 506sports.com, and they give you an idea where different games are being televised. All right.
Okay.
So I understand we live in a very digital world, and you might be on the road, you might be working, you might be a salesperson, you might be a military person. It's like, where is the Browns game going to be shown?
Okay.
And the answer is there's I'll give you some cities and areas.
Oh, do you want me to guess?
No. Cleveland, Cincinnati, and everything in between, all of the state of Ohio. So Dayton. And so if you're in any, CBS television station in Cincinnati, Dayton, Cleveland, Toledo, you're good to go. If you're around Indianapolis, all right, or Terre Haute, oh, God forbid.
Yeah, Fort Wayne.
At Fort Wayne, you're fine. You'd be able to watch the game. If you're in Nashville, Tennessee, long distance information, you can watch the game. If you're in Knoxville, Tennessee, you can watch the game. So and if you're in, did I say Pittsburgh already? For God help you.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, if you're in Pittsburgh, God help your soul. While you're jamming a Primanti's Brothers sandwich in your gullet, you can watch the Browns game. So it's really in that part of the country. The majority of the country, I'm just taking a look at this map, and are getting the Buffalo Bills and the New England Patriots. That's throughout the Northeast and almost the entire United States. There are some people getting the Commanders and the Giants. And there's Michelle. Let's add her to. Oh, no. Don't add me, she says.
I'm Marshawn Lynching this shit. You don't want to see me.
Oh, you have headphones on.
I'm old now.
Yeah, well, how do I mute Mike? All right, I'll just mute her mic. All right, so
it's like Trayvon Martin at the moment.
Yeah, we can't hear you, Michelle, because I've muted your mic to kill the feedback. But if you do get it fixed, my goodness, we'd love to see and hear you. What a bonus that would be. So that's where you need to be if you want to watch the Browns on television. Take some time off work and do what smart people do: watch the fucking football game.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Well, do you want to hear what we got? Because we don't have a split between CBS and that. We just have Sky, who
Sky.
picked just one game per time slot, and they're showing. You could have a guess which game they're showing.
The New England Patriots.
No, they're showing the Detroit Lions and Baltimore Ravens.
Oh well, I mean, I can't say that that's a bad choice.
It's probably the best game going. So
yeah, and we'll talk about who we think's going to win that one. But what we're going to start out with here is Mr. Moohead's early analysis, because what we have here is
your analysis.
No. What we have here is a failure to communicate. That's right.
One more egg, Lukey. One more egg. One more egg, Lukey.
Yeah. So, we all know that Deshaun Watson practiced. He was a full participant in practice. He threw the ball. He was able to throw the ball 30 yards and further. They want to see how he recovers over the next 48 hours before they make a definite statement about him. That's that. So I'm not going to get into the is he or isn't he. I'm going to get on to the Colts, because we know that their rookie quarterback is out for the season. He's getting season-ending surgery. So we've got Gardner Minshew. So I started to really hone in. That's right, Chandra. If you just put headphones through your phone, you will not get feedback. Just a little thing for you. Gardner Minshew was kind of a big to-do when he first came up in 2019 with the Jacksonville Jaguars as a rookie. And what was interesting about him is he had one big year at Washington State where he went 11-2.
Yeah.
But before that, he was his previous 3 years, he was at 3 different schools. He actually played for 4 different colleges.
Wow,
so
that's hard to do.
A very odd situation. As a rookie, he won 6 and he lost 6. And then, but the next year it didn't go so well, and he was only 1-7, but his team was just that bad. Then he went as a backup to Philadelphia, and he was 1-1, and then 0-2 the next year in Philadelphia, and then he's 1-1 this year as a starting quarterback for Indianapolis. So what I remember about Gardner Minshew is that he is a downfield thrower. And the funny thing is the Colts are a team that needs to run the football.
Yeah.
So right off the bat, you kind of have something, but he's the kind of guy who can get hot. He can throw for yardage. Last game, he threw for over 300 yards, 329 to be exact. However, he threw 3 interceptions. And interceptions, interestingly enough, have not been his career tendency. In his rookie year, he threw 21 TDs to 6 interceptions. And his second year, when he was 1-7, because they were a lousy team, he threw 16 touchdowns with only 5 picks. As Philadelphia's backup, 4 touchdowns with 1 pick, and last year 3-3. This year, he's 3-3. So he will turn the ball over, but it isn't like PJ Walker, for God's sakes, who is 7-12. All right, seven TDs. Yeah, that's like a -5, as Kevin Stefanski would say.
That's good math.
Thank you. I mean, I've been listening to Kevin, and he's taught me all about this. Gardner Minshew, he started out with East Carolina and Northwest Mississippi Community College. I mean, honest to God, this guy was a real story.
Is that like the University of Southern North Dakota?
Yeah, and he is, Richard, very motivational guy. He absolutely is. So the thing that's interesting about him is his career tendency. He's only 27 years old.
Yeah, but he looks 45 with that facial hair.
He is a drop back passer who runs a 4.97, about basically a 5-second 40. So he's not nimble on his feet. He has completed a season low 60% of his passes for an average of about 6 yards per attempt. All right, and his last loss, like we said, 1 touchdown and 3 interceptions.
Yeah.
But what the interesting pattern about him is that he is a much better surprise attack guy than prepare the week for guy. In other words, in the 2 starts, yeah, that's right. When he comes in the bench, off the bench, he's a completely different guy.
Wow.
In his 2 starts and 2 appearances in relief for the Colts this season, it's like night and day. In the 2 starts, Minshew owns a 60.6 completion percentage and 5.6 yards per attempt. But in his 2 relief appearances, he has an 81.1 completion percentage and 8.8 yards. And this has really been persistent his entire career. With the Eagles in 2022, he had a 58% completion percentage with a 8.7 yard per attempt average, 3 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. But the Eagles posted a 14-3 record that season, okay?
Yeah, they did.
But he lost both of the games he started. All right, so this is his trend since 2020. And, he had that big rookie year, and then it kind of went down from here. I would consider him very similar to Baker Mayfield in the sense that even though Baker Mayfield was, of course, a higher draft pick and was obviously a bigger name, he's not fast and he's not tall. He's barely over 6 feet tall, and he runs a 5-second 40, but he can have big games, but he also can force the ball in and create mistakes. So, I feel a little better today. Yeah, but it's not right now. It's in my low back, and it's I can't even arthritic condition in this back of mine, and the weather that I am dealing with here is just it's getting colder and colder, and I didn't realize that my back was this bad in cold weather because we don't get it in Florida. And had we left when we thought we were going to leave, I wouldn't be experiencing this. So I'm going to have to tough it out.
First world problems there, Moo, isn't it?
Now he's looking to win his 2nd game of this season, and he hasn't won 2 games as a starter since 2019. All right. So that is a little bit of background statistically on this player. All right. As far as AP giving us the news, we'll go to the AP news source.
They still exist, huh?
Yeah, well, they're basically saying that Deshaun Watson is looking like he's going to start. All right. Now,
not that again.
Yep, but the difference here is that he played an entire practice. He threw short, intermediate, and long passes. And, they're going to take a look at him over the next 48 hours. They're afraid because they're gun shy after, fucking this whole thing up previously. So, we'll see what happens. And if not, PJ Walker will play. But all signs right now point to him playing. But if he has sudden swelling or anything like that,
you get the feeling that there's, like I have, that there's some massively wealthy Asian shark out there betting on this game, telling what Kevin Stefanski needs to say.
Wow.
This is just a nightmare, isn't it? I mean, anybody's stupid enough to bet like anything more than $3 on these games really needs their head examined.
Well, so. I mean, I don't think, and that's true. AP does scrape all their news from other sources. That's just the one. I wanted to give AP a little plug because AP was something when I was younger, but now it's
whatever. The UPI, does that still exist?
That's a good question. For me personally, I'm old. My back will attest to it. Sean Moody is telling us that Minshew was garbage last week. Yeah.
Well, that doesn't matter. Picks. I mean, it's like a box of chocolates. He could suddenly be Ryan Fitzpatrick and Superman, or or he could be Deshaun Watson.
This is the definition of a trap game, if there ever was one, on
For
the
both
road.
teams.
Yeah, I mean, this team is a 3-3 team, but not with Gardner Minshew. But they're technically, it's not like they're out of it. So
they're not.
I mean, so they're playing to win. They're not just going along to get along. They're trying to win this football game. They're the home team. They're playing on turf, and they're missing one of their important cogs, an offensive tackle who is injured and is going to miss multiple weeks, including this game. And they need to get that running game with Jonathan Taylor going against the Cleveland Browns. If a guy running a 5-second 40, if the Browns can get penetration off of this offensive line, he's not going to outrun anybody. No. I mean, he is going to hurt you with his arm, and that's why, we're not sure about Greg Newsome right now. He's questionable. Taki is out because of a hamstring pull.
Oh, hamstring.
Practice. Yep. Right. Thursday, the end of Thursday's practice, he went down. So, it's not like we are necessarily at full strength, but the bottom line here is that if we can get penetration, it starts with stopping their running game, because we can make the game easy for them if they run the football. So that's the one thing. And Jim, you're right. You put pressure on him, and he will put the ball up in the air. He's one of those guys who will gamble.
Yeah,
and
Brett Favre, Mayfield, Fitzpatrick, all those guys.
Right. So here comes Michelle again. Should we give her a shot?
Why not? She probably needs a shot.
Hey, Michelle, are you there?
I'm here. Do you have feedback?
Well, speak up.
Well, I didn't want to yell, I just want to make sure you didn't have feedback on me. I found a set of earphones or some shit or whatever they're called.
Oh, it's much better.
Yeah, you sound wonderful.
Yay.
How come you're not showing yourself? Are you sick?
No, I'm ugly.
Oh. Well, I already knew that. I was asking you if you were sick.
Well, I know, but I mean,
to be polite.
You don't need newcomers. Well, newcomers don't need to know what I look like. They don't need to know that I'm ugly. My voice is cute, so I'm gonna keep up the charade.
Come on, man. I mean, like I'm Mr. Handsome. Give me a break.
You're catfishing Moohead viewers. Is that what you're trying to do here?
Listen, if we have one thing in common, we all have a face for radio, okay?
There we go. I know what you're talking about. David Talevsky's joining us. Mark. All right. Colts receiving core is impressive. David Talevsky is claiming the Browns are going to win 30-6. I'll believe that when I see it. It's a fucking trap game. And you're coming off this big emotional win. And the question is, can you keep it going? Browns at 4-2 after 6 games would really be something nice. What kind of a question is that, Double P?
Double P. She volunteers there, Double P. She doesn't need to get paid.
Are you kidding me? No respect for the alumni of Moohead Radio.
Yeah, he's one of the few co-hosts that haven't ended up in prison. So there you go.
Yeah, and in honor of Ms. Michelle, we will bring on Jim fucking Brown.
She's gone. We scared her away.
Oh, no. See what you did, Double P?
It's probably me.
Well, oh well. It was great while it lasted. Not the oral sex, the appearance. Never mind. So while Deshaun Watson is still saying that, she keeps bouncing back in and back out, and I think she's just fucking with me.
No, I would never. I'm just stupid. I'm just that stupid.
Oh,
Wow.
okay. So your self-concept is improved since we
Yeah.
last spoke.
Right? Are you excited? Sobriety and divorce are wonderful things. Yeah, I'm just that stupid. I'm figuring it out. I'm trying. I promise.
Yeah, this is what I was going to say too, Jim. Have you had a little drinky poo there, Michelle?
Me, no. That doesn't happen anymore. I'm just really that stupid.
Wow.
I'm just really that stupid.
All righty.
I
This will
have
be it.
all of the well, I have all the like I have every kind of like availability to like cameras, microphones, whatever the hell. I have it all turned off on my phone. So when I hit a button and the screen locked out, it shut the app off and it disconnected our call. And that was that. It
Oh,
was just because it timed out. Because I'm old and stupid. And I
okay.
don't have a freaking clue.
Yeah.
I'm not an 80-year-old millionaire retiree from, Clear
Yeah.
Channel.
But I got
I
divorced too.
wish.
And that was that.
Shut the fuck up. No.
You didn't
No.
know?
That did happen.
That did happen. Oh yeah.
That did happen. I could verify that.
Oh yeah. I got a new beautiful
I got
woman in my
divorced,
life.
too.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
He's got a new
Wait,
dog.
shut the
Got the
fuck up.
dogs and everything.
Yeah. So I can
Shut
tell you all,
the fuck up.
yeah, I can tell you
Are
all
you
about it.
serious?
Yes, I'm serious. You think I would be kidding about something like this?
Yeah, you're a fucking jokester, dude. You
No,
wouldn't lie
no,
about that just to fucking set me up. So yeah, of
no,
course, I
No.
do not
he is
believe
not
you.
kidding. I think
Do you
Yeah,
believe me that I'm divorced and I lost my kid and everything's gone and I'm living in the
yeah. I
pit of
mean,
America?
I can tell
Yeah.
you 4 years ago. But at any rate, Sean Moody is saying Watson gives us the best chance since he doesn't turn the ball over as much as Walker. And this is absolutely
He
true.
needs a good massage, that's all. He just
Oh,
needs
I
a
knew
good
you
rub
would.
down. He'll be able to get
not
back
that
into
yet.
the
Jeez.
fucking piece of shit. Such a waste of money. I wish they never got rid of Baker. God damn, I told you that Johnny would. You know what? I told you that Johnny would never last. I told you that.
Yeah.
I told you that. And how about I told you about Trevor Bauer? How he would
You
win the
did.
Cy Young, and that he wasn't a fucking piece of shit, and that he is fucking exonerated. And tell you what, he's gonna come back and run this league and
He's like
take
80 years
everybody's
old
pick.
now. He keeps droning on. There, you see what I did there? That was
He's in Japan destroying everybody, and the chick that tried to wreck his life is
He's gonna
probably
strangle a
as
geisha. Give me a
So
break.
she's the chick that ruined his life is in worse shape than Justin Timberlake. While Britney Spears' memoirs coming out, honey, you have no idea. Okay, things are about to erupt, and pop culture and baseball are just about as corrupt as Travis Kelce and Trailer Swift. What's her
trailer,
name? I don't know that girl.
yeah,
Trailer's
that
Taylor Taylor Swift.
Oh,
I know the Kelsey boys, but that's a country girl, and that's he's fucking one of them singers. So he's like,
we got to
popular
start
with
talking about
girls
the
that
game
want to
here.
run.
Well, hold on. We got to.
Well, girls are gonna start tuning in because they want to hear about football. So I have to like dumb it down for them.
I can't shut her up, so I shut her up. I'm sorry. I got a show to do here.
it was entertaining.
I
for a
love you,
while.
Michelle, but I got a show.
It's your program, Mr. Mood. Take the reins.
Nobody's gonna watch this goddamn archive. Not that they usually do anyway.
No.
So at any rate, the guy who's missing for the Colts is the offensive tackle Grover Stewart. Important
That's a great
piece.
name.
Yeah, sounds like a former president.
Yeah. He got shot in the head or something.
Yeah, and but he's 18th in overall defensive grade with the 75.2, and he's 8th against the run. In this football game, more than anything, the Browns need to do what they did last week. Got 160 yards on the ground. They have to follow that up with another really good running game performance. The problem is is that we don't know what Kareem Hunt's got with the thigh injury because he's not used to taking contact and he's not in complete football shape. We don't know how he's going to bounce back and whether he's going to play even. He's questionable for the game. We have to deal with Jerome Ford and then Strong as the backup back. But we need to open up holes to that running game because either way you look at it, if PJ Walker plays, we just got to keep it real simple, stupid. And if Deshaun Watson plays, we might want to surprise somebody with a long throw, but there's going to have to be short, accurate throws so that there aren't turnovers. So that's what that is. So if we can run, I'm going to say if we can run the football for more than 130 yards in this game, we will win the football game. We just need to stick with it and not come out and get greedy on the road and allow their defense to make a significant play because for them, scoring points is not the easiest thing in the world.
Well, I mean, again, Kevin Stefanski, he got a bit lucky with his trick plays last week. Now, whether he goes with these double reverse flea flickers, that the Colts defense is more disciplined than some of the other ones we played over the season. So,
Sean Moody's nailing it. It's true. Pierre Strong is very, very fast in a straight line, and he has that second gear if he can get through. But neither of these backs has the great vision. Hunt is just kind of like a big bowling ball at this point in his career, who you get a little crease for. If he gets enough weight going forward, he can push the line, but he's not going to break. He's not going to break through for long gains. A guy like Pierre Strong has an opportunity if he gets through to do some damage because he definitely has speed on his side. Jim Giles is asking me a question. Never asked you what happened to Leroy. He passed away. He had a brain bleed, which he had 2 others prior, and the third one killed him. So, unfortunately, I mean, Lee was more than he was my program director in Flint, Michigan, and a friend, a personal friend, and it was really hard to see what happened to him. I don't have the best luck with co-hosts. As you can see, Leroy's dead. Spitter Dave was taken away by the police live on the air for not paying child support payments not being made. And you just heard Michelle. So, okay.
It's the curse of the Moohead program. We don't believe in curses here. We don't believe in curses.
Yeah. So at any rate,
death, don't believe in any of that.
Now, Anthony Walker is questionable whether he's going to be able to come off of the concussion protocol. It would be nice if he did, because we're already short a linebacker in Taki. So that'll be still. What about Tony the Calf? He's still fat and sometimes employed. No, Tony's a good guy. Yeah, I actually met Tony.
He's about 40 years old now, but
he's not a calf anymore. He's a heifer.
He's an old bull at this point.
So we have some things that we need to accomplish to prove that we can be more than just a team that goes for the upset. We've got to prove that we take business seriously. We got to stay up with the Ravens, who are playing the Lions, and that's a home game for the Ravens. They'll be favored in that game. I don't think that the Lions are going to bring the tough shit into Baltimore. I could be wrong.
I don't know. I mean, that's a game. That's going to be that's the biggest game of the week, and it's going to be probably the best game of the week. I think the Lions defense can hold down Lamar Jackson, so we'll see what happens in that one. Goff can play against the Ravens too.
Right. 2 running backs for the Colts, Zach Moss and Jonathan Taylor. Both of them are capable of doing damage. Got to get it in the backfield. Got to get them before they speed up. I mean, this is what we've been talking about all year that so far, but in 5 games, Moss has rushed for 466 yards. I mean, that in and of itself, he's averaging 75 yards basically a game, averaging almost 5 yards per carry, and he scored 4 touchdowns. And the offensive line, the Pro Football Focus ranks as the 4th best OL in the league.
Wow.
So this season, they're ranked 14th in rush yards and 5th in rushing touchdowns. Very solid rushing game in the red zone. And if anything, they've underperformed up to this point statistically. So you got to look out. This could be their breakthrough week. I'm always, looking out for that kind of thing. However, the team's offense is currently ranked 21st in passer rating and 20th in completion percentage. So it's not like, and they don't have Anthony Richardson, who was really good on his feet. He ended up with a shoulder injury that's taken him out for the rest of the year. So, that's what we have. Minshew completed 33 of 55 passes for 329 yards, but that's what playing from behind does for you. Not only did he throw 3 interceptions, he lost a fumble as well. 4 turnovers from one man. He's got to be better than that this time. But if we put pressure on him, who knows what he might he might.
Well, again,
do.
it's a lot like Mayfield. When Mayfield we used to win with him was when he would throw less than 30 times or around 30 pass attempts. When he'd start getting up near 40 and 50, we always got killed in those games. So it's all pretty much similar. If we stuff the running game and make Minshew have to throw, then I think it's probably game over. But I God hope they're not complacent and come out and lay an egg in the first quarter or second quarter. That is what I'm worried about.
Yeah. And I think that is what everybody worries about, is whether they can maintain the momentum.
Yeah, fucking win 2 games in a row for a change.
I don't really want to hear the defense saying we're the best defense in the world. I don't want to hear that.
That's bullshit.
And well, actually, Jim Schwartz
may look
addressed
like
that.
It is.
No, he addressed that and said, it's good that they have confidence in themselves, but it doesn't mean anything. It's only this many games. It's like you got to keep doing it, and it's not in games; it's in years. So
you do that shit in January, and then maybe we can talk.
Yeah, and I just and you've got Denzel Ward and Newsome who are talking, and you're one bad play away from totally fucking up. And this is a question a lot of people are asking, Double P. Should we trade Donovan Peoples-Jones? And the answer is you're not going to get anything for him.
Yes. Yeah, you're going to get a 6th round pick and 3 magic beans for him.
Yeah, and he's done at the end of the year anyway. They're not going to pick up his contract, and he's going to go into free agency. So the bottom line is, I don't know what has happened, but he's not being targeted, and it's a very strange thing. So I'm not really sure. Hello to John Grassoff. How are you? Nice to see you too. We do have the best defense in the league statistically, and you got to, but I would still take Pittsburgh's defense over ours because they win by themselves.
Correct.
So I would still
score.
And I would rather have the Ravens defense because they are allowed to injure people intentionally. We wouldn't get away with that shit.
No. We
just have to be good. That's the whole trick. How about a poster child? JOK. I mean, here's a guy who has talent, but talent meant nothing when Joe Woods was his boss, right?
Correct.
You get a good defensive coordinator, and this is what we talk about all the time. How good would DPJ do in a different offensive scheme than the one that he's currently in? And, it's not an answerable question. It's kind of a rhetorical question. But from an offensive perspective, the Cleveland Browns are muddled. And you can just tell by the way Stefanski conducts the press conferences of his that he's just unemotional, phlegmatic, and he's just
He might as
stuck
well
in his
move
way.
Yeah, he might as well move to Britain for how emotional he all is, you know?
But
It's
the
like,
offense needs an infusion the same way the defense got one with a new coordinator.
yeah.
I mean, you have to be blind not to see that. But a guy like JOK, and it's not just JOK. You add Rodney McLeod, he's made some nice plays. You got Emerson, who's going to become a much better football player because he's working with Jim Schwartz. And if we're finally getting something from the middle of our line, Tomlinson was great last week. We're stopping the run. All the things that we used to scream and yell about that we don't do, we're suddenly doing.
Well, what I'm concerned about is I heard, Batonio hurt, and then is Michael Dunn hurt, his replacement?
Yeah,
I mean,
Michael
what's going
Dunn
on with
is
that?
is out completely, and they've knocked him off the roster because he has some
Really?
kind of injury, and he was playing with the injury.
Yeah,
I
'cause
mean,
he
you want
looked
to talk
all
about a
right.
trooper? Submitted himself to an inordinate amount of pain in that win.
Wow.
So, and they're saying that Petonio is going to try to come back basically
Oh,
2
no.
weeks after a scope. I don't know
No.
about that.
Oh, we're gonna kill him. Who's the backup interior, like Luke Whitner or whatever? Or
Oh, Whippler is
yeah,
I don't know if he's a
Whippler or
center. I don't know
Mr.
if he plays
Whippy?
the line. I don't know.
Yeah,
And
Mr. Whipple.
no, Schwartz should not be offered the head coaching job.
No.
He's great at what he does. Let him continue doing what he does. And, I would go as far as saying having a bright offensive coordinator, head coach is the way to go. You've got pieces. You've spent all kinds of money to make that offense better than it was, but it's not really any better than it was.
Yeah, it's like you got this really fancy car, but you stick shit gasoline into it,
Yeah. So
Exactly.
that's the problem, and it's a calf injury. Thank you, David, for Dunn.
Yes,
And
Tony the calf injury.
yep. So
Is that OG in the chat room? Is that big
huh?
OG? Is that big OG in here, or am I
Where?
misremember? Is that Sean?
I don't know.
Might be.
It might be. Ask him. Yeah, I guess you just did.
Yeah.
Hey, Sean, were you a big OG? Yeah. There's been so many names through the years. Who can keep
Kevin
track?
Mack fan or somebody, General Dog, or I don't know.
No, he's not those
Pumpkinhead.
people. Hey, sorry.
Uh-oh.
Yep, you just went into timeout, Dactar. I won't have that. Not on my program. Nowhere. I don't care how long you've been listening to this show. No. If you want to vote for Trump, vote for Trump. If you want to be a racist, be a racist. Not anywhere. Not anywhere near me. God damn. That pisses me off. Try to do something and have fun. And these assholes, fucking MAGA assholes, come in and do that. No, thank you. And the goddamn leftist people, fuck them too. CeeLo Green. Ah, man. Amari Cooper is being very, very positive regarding Deshaun Watson, saying, hey, we all want him back. Well, of course, you want to win. And, PJ Walker, did it okay, but he's not going to win you football games. Amari Cooper knows that that it would be, quote, a huge boost to get him back. And I hope that his the shoulder doesn't flare up, because if it flares up, he's not going to be able to throw. Nobody wants to give a definite on this. So, it's you won't hear me talking about the war either, Double P, because quite honestly, is something that's been going on since I was born and before then, and it's going to continue to go on, and it's never going to fucking end. The only reason they did what they did is because Netanyahu is old and he's done his share of shit while he's been in office over there. Man. All right. Nobody wants to say whether he's playing or not, Deshaun Watson, but the fact is, if you've ever had a strain and you've had something that was a micro tear, and let's be honest, when you have a tear, all right, I mean, when you sprain an ankle, it's a tear, all right?
Yeah.
So it's not a complete tear. It's, a partial tear or a micro tear. And depending on where it's located, it can take a long time to heal. So, I mean, that's what that is. And Sean is saying, Schwartz has turned around the team. The offense doesn't look nearly as motivated as the defense. That's the only reason Schwartz should be considered as head coach. Motivation is different for defensive players, and he's a defensive coach. We need an offensive force. Do you really think the 49ers would be anything if they were being coached by a defensive guy?
No. You stick Romeo Crennel as head coach of the 49ers, and they'd be a 500 team.
Yeah. So, I mean, and I'm not saying that Kyle Shanahan, I'm not drawing him up as the ideal kind of guy, but no, I don't care for him personally. And a lot of people don't. He's could be a little bit tough to work with. Yeah. But, there's a lot of people. I mean, even if it's, you get an offensive coordinator and you give him freedom to do what he can do, there are a lot of bright college guys that may not know the pro game, but they may have some ideas on how to use the weapons that we have. Hollywood Brown is an interesting story. He's a deep threat wide receiver with speed. Yeah. But I mean, I don't know. It's kind of like deep threat, like Marquise Goodwin. Straight line fast doesn't mean anything if you're not spreading the field. And Kevin Stefanski's offense does not spread the field. That's what I can tell you. So it's not that I'm so much against it. It's that in this offense, you waste speed because it doesn't get used.
Yeah, I mean, if we had Marvin Harrison Jr., we still wouldn't be any better. So it doesn't.
Now, Kathy P., you're absolutely right. I mean, if you're going to get something, fortify the offensive line. I totally agree with that because, it was really inspiring to see that Nick Chubb was actually doing upper body strength exercises with weights while he's waiting to get the ACL surgery. This guy's a beast. If there's any chance that somebody could come back, it would be him. You've got to fortify that offensive line because he's gone, and you've got to open up better holes and hold your blocks longer for guys like Jerome Ford who don't have the vision, and that's the important thing. I don't expect to see big gainers from either of these running backs that we have out on the field, especially Kareem Hunt. I think those days are gone.
Well, the magical thing about Chubb is that he could put his foot in the ground and then take off like Usain Bolt once he saw a crease. And that's like, who can do that? No one can. So, I mean, I don't think Ford's that bad. I'm starting to like the kid. I think he plays.
He plays hard. I have no doubt that he runs hard, but we're used to seeing an elite running back. And, Jerome Ford is not Nick Chubb. So then it's not his fault that he's giving us what he's got. All right. And, it's interesting because the comment here is that Hollywood Brown needs space and we get suffocated with wide receivers. And, if we have one guy going deep, that's it. You spread out the field, and a guy like Tyreek Hill becomes so valuable because those kind of guys who catch the ball in space can go all the way. when was the last time you really, with the exception of the last game where Amari Cooper's man fell down when he ran a pattern and he caught it down the sideline, so got run down from behind. All right.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing, if you watch that play again, is that Moore was trying to run downfield to throw a block for him, but was too far behind. But he was rapidly catching up to Amari Cooper too. You know,
it could have been he was gassed. I mean, he's out in the field like every play. So if he's running hard on the patterns, he ain't going to have his top speed when he finally does get the ball. If he's, out there for, 80% of the snaps. So, but that's my excuse for him.
Yeah. Now, somebody is saying, Double P is saying to trade Jedrick Wills. Yeah, I've heard that.
Who's going to do that?
Yeah, well, I mean, and they're looking to swap him for another offensive lineman. I was reading about this, but the fact of the matter is that
that's right up there with my Chico Simone for Carl Yastrzemski sort of idea. It's just never going to happen, people.
The problem with Jedrick Wills is that he seems to lack the energy and the fortification and the effort and the motivation that is required to be a big mauler. It was really interesting watching DeJuan Jones start, and you can see him week by week. And
he's getting more aggressive.
He's learning, and he's driving people way back. I mean, there was a block they showed of his where he chased a guy down and was blocking him like 7-8 yards downfield. I mean, he's like a big-bodied armored truck out there.
Yeah.
And with pretty good feet for a guy his size. So, but Jedrick Wills, unfortunately, doesn't. I mean, if you're going to be a mauler in the league, you got to have a little bit of athleticism. But if you're going to be a big mauler, you got to have a relentless attitude. You got to have a never-ending motor, And, here was the deal. Stefanski drew up the play for Walker to throw the ball to the end zone. No,
I don't think so.
Stefanski and even Walker acknowledged after the game, Sean, that he was not supposed to throw that ball. He was back to pass to try something short just to get him in place. He, on his own, took off out of the pocket, ran for the sidelines, and off balance threw it into the right end zone, and with three men surrounding the wide receiver. And Stefanski said he was told not to throw the ball in that situation, and he did anyway. And the history of PJ Walker is, I thought it was really funny. A guy who was starting his first game for the Cleveland Browns, and he throws 2 interceptions, right? And each one was damn near brought to the house, right?
Yeah.
And they said to him, so what does that tell you? He goes, well, you just got to forget about those and come back and try to make a bigger play. I mean, this is why he's an XFL player.
Yeah.
And it's why, there is such a thing as ball management. We're sick of hearing about that in Cleveland, but there is such a thing. And
I mean, that's very arena football sort of head too,
yes.
Where the games are like 75-68 and, stuff
it's
like
hard
that.
enough to score the football without having that happen. So that was all 100% on Walker.
Well, you inadvertently made one of my points that when we do give up the ball, why don't we fucking tackle these interceptors instead of letting them run downfield for 40, 50, 60, 70 yards? It seems like maybe we should practice tackling on the offense. But anyway.
Yeah. Now, the best in the world reference I refer to that Newsom is talking about the Browns defense. Yeah. The quote from Schwartz is, we don't shy away from expectations and things like that. And we do appreciate confidence. And in order to have confidence, you have to play good. That would look foolish if we're out there giving up 42 points. This guy knows all too well, when things, again, all of the signposts say trap game.
Yeah,
all of them.
And it's not even November yet, man. We can't, I don't know. I think that for prediction time, I think we're going to win this with such a low spread that it'll fuck off anybody who's giving the Colts points. So I'm going to say we're going to win it 18-17. So there you go. That's my prediction.
What I can say is what people are picking. ESPN is Moody is saying 28-14 Browns. Walder is saying 23-10 Browns. The feeling is that the Colts can't score the football.
No, they can't. But can we? I mean, I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be. If you, the safest bet, if you have to fucking bet on these stupid games, is do the under on this, because I can't see either team going over 20 points.
And if you look at NFL.com, all of their people are picking the Browns by scores of 20-16, 23-18, 21-17, 17-10, and 21-17. So they're all calling for a close game. And
Double P's are pretty much agreeing with me. So that's
all right. All right, Michelle, you get your one more chance.
Hello. Hello?
You can actually hear me?
Yes, I can actually hear you.
Oh my gosh. Browns win 31-17.
31-7. Okay, yeah.
That can happen. I'm not saying that can't happen. But
yeah, we would have to get off to a hell of a start, and turnovers could really.
It's going to be some stupid shit, and it's going to be some stupid field goals, and it's going to be a stupid game, and it's going to be beautiful. 31-17. I love
stupid and beautiful. All right. And
yeah,
just like Michelle.
That was the best fucking thing ever. Oh my god, thank you. That was the best.
Okay.
That's going on my tombstone.
NBC Sports Pro Football Talk. Dan Florio is saying the Browns 13-6, and the Sims is saying the Browns 17-14. So they're right in the low scoring column. Now, what's interesting, Bleacher Report, they're divided somewhat. Two people are picking the Colts, but the other four are picking the Browns. The consensus score prediction is 28-20 Browns.
So I'm not so stupid, huh?
Well, I mean, maybe.
But I mean, you know.
Oh boy. At any rate, let me see if I can do something here. All right. No.
Do something. Do something with it.
No, I'm just backing off your volume a little bit so that you fit in with the rest of the audio levels on the show.
Sorry, I know it's been a hot minute since my big ass has been in your face. Sorry.
Keep talking, Michelle.
No, because then you're gonna test me. You're gonna test my stuff, and then you're gonna want me to come in tomorrow and all the weekend, and everybody's gonna wanna have us together, and they're gonna realize how beautiful we are. Sha-na-na.
Okay, I'll take your word for that. But at any rate, my prediction for the game, again, I will pick my team to win because I love my team.
That was your sound check.
Yeah, I mean,
that was my sound check.
We have a chance, and I want us to grab the opportunity. I would say the Cleveland Browns are going to win this game 24-14. Okay. And we'll move on to whatever's next.
Right.
As far as the Ravens and the Lions are going to beat the Lions, and that's going to be something more to the you're going to see.
I'll take you on that.
Yeah, 24-10.
The Lions are going to win. I think
I'll take you on that. The Lions. I'll take the Lions over the Ravens too.
Well, we'll see. I mean, it's
right.
So we'll.
I know we didn't do this. We haven't done this in a hot minute. Yeah.
Right.
I'm worried when Michelle agrees with me. That's always yeah.
And it shouldn't surprise anyone. that this whole University of Michigan thing, it turns out that they've been Belichicking for years. They hired a goddamn military intelligence guy.
Oh, guess what? Guess what?
Oh, I bet every team does that. I mean,
yeah, but fuck Harbaugh. Fuck them and fuck Harbaugh. You know,
fuck all the Harbaughs. Fuck Michigan. Fuck everything.
You think it's bad for the
fuck
Browns?
Harbaugh.
How about the Bears? Injured Bears
how
quarterback
about
Justin Fields, man.
Poor Justin. Oh my God. No, that's our boy. That's our boy. Poor Justin.
Dislocated thumb.
Oh, that's so fucking bad.
It is
like,
right
let him just
in his throwing hand. His throwing hand is dislocated thumb.
This is our boy.
So Tyson Bagent will start. He is the first, no, I should say the fourth Division II quarterback to start an NFL game in the last 20 years. It's like,
good for him. I hope he has a Braxton moment. Like, good for him. Like, I hope he has I hope he has a moment. Like a like, you know,
like a moment.
Freaking, like,
a moment like this. Some people live a lifetime for a moment like this. It'll be interesting because, you know, we thought we had it bad with DTR. This guy has never started an NFL game, and he came from a Division II college. So,
what does D2 even mean?
What, Division II?
Yeah, like that could be like anywhere. Is that like regional?
Yeah, that's like Mount Union or Ohio Wesleyan.
No, that would be a step below Division II, I think, or if they changed all designation to
like, isn't that like Appalachia and, like, you know?
Yeah, it would be. Like, it would be like kind of like that. But I think Appy State. I think Appy State though is bigger. I don't know where.
Oh, Appy State beat the shit out of Michigan that one year. Remember that?
Yeah, they did.
All right, so we're all set. The Browns are going to win, and I'm going to be watching it, and I hope everybody's going to be watching it. And thanks everybody for tuning in to this edition of Moohead Radio. Great hearing from you, Michelle. Bronk, as always, thank you for being here.
I love you.
And everybody,
yeah, you gotta move, Michelle.
All right. Let's get out of here. Until next time, hasta la vista, Pastor Heads. Good night.